Have you ever stopped to wonder what it truly means to take perfect care of yourself as you grow older? Not just getting through the day or managing your health like a checklist, but living with strength, clarity, and peace of mind. As we age, things change. Our bodies slow down, routines shift, and the energy we once took for granted isn't always there anymore. But what if caring for yourself in your later years doesn't have to be complicated or expensive? What if the secret to feeling vibrant and strong lies in simple, everyday habits that anyone can do, no matter their age or ability? This isn't about chasing perfection or following the latest fad. It's about finding steady, meaningful ways to nurture your body, your mind, and your spirit. In this video, we'll explore 7 essential habits that many of the healthiest, most joyful seniors swear by. These habits aren't just tips. They're tools for reclaiming your independence, boosting your energy, and embracing a life filled with dignity and joy. So whether you're already on this path or just starting to think about how to care for yourself better, there's something here for you. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Daily physical movement. There's a moment that comes for many of us as we grow older, maybe in our late 60s or early 70s, when we realize that our bodies just don't respond the way they used to. Things that were once automatic, rising from a chair, reaching for a box on a high shelf, taking a brisk walk around the block, start to require a little more effort, a bit more attention. Maybe you feel stiffness in your knees in the morning or notice your balance isn't as steady as it was. For some, that realization is unsettling, even discouraging. But for others, it becomes a turning point, a call to action, a chance to rethink what it means to move and live fully in this season of life. Take Walter, for example, a 78-year-old retired mail carrier from Indiana. For decades, Walter's job kept him on his feet, moving from one mailbox to the next, rain or shine. After retiring, he noticed his days growing quieter and less structured. He'd spend hours reading or watching television, only to realize that he felt sluggish and heavy, not just in body but in spirit. One morning, as he poured his cup of coffee and stared out at the quiet street, he made a decision. Before breakfast, every single day, he would walk to the corner and back. Not to lose weight or break any records, but simply to keep himself moving, to remind his body that he was still alive and engaged with the world around him. At first, those walks were slow and short, barely a block. But over time, Walter discovered that it wasn't the distance that mattered, but the consistency. His joints felt looser, his back less sore. He found himself looking forward to the fresh air, the sound of birds in the morning, and the neighbor's friendly wave. That simple act of daily movement became his ritual, setting the tone for his entire day. Walter says now, with a smile, that the day he stops moving will be the day he stops living. Walter's story isn't unique. Across the country, countless seniors are discovering, sometimes the hard way, that movement is medicine. Yet, the idea of exercise often conjures up images of treadmills, heavy weights, or grueling routines meant for much younger bodies. The truth is, you don't have to run a marathon or join a gym to benefit. What's most important is moving a non-negotiable part of your daily life in a way that fits your abilities, preferences, and needs. For some, like Martha in Ohio, daily movement looks like tending her backyard garden, pulling weeds, planting tomatoes, sweeping the walkway. For others, it's about light stretches in the living room, using a sturdy chair for support, or following along with gentle exercise videos on YouTube. Some find joy in dancing to oldies in the kitchen while making breakfast, or simply walking the hallways of their apartment building on rainy days. Every bit counts, and every bit adds up. The science backs this up. When you stop moving, your muscles weaken much faster than most people realize. Joints stiffen, circulation slows, digestion gets sluggish, and your mood can take a downturn. Even your balance and coordination, which protect you from falls, depend on regular activity. On the other hand, when you keep your body moving, even gently, you send a powerful message to yourself: we're still in this. Life isn't over just because the pace is slower. Some folks worry that starting to move more will be uncomfortable or embarrassing, especially if they haven't been active for a while. It's common to feel self-conscious about stiff joints or to worry about looking silly. But remember, everyone has to start somewhere. The first step might be simply standing up and sitting down from a chair several times in a row, holding onto the kitchen counter for balance. It might be walking from the living room to the mailbox and back, or joining a friend for an afternoon stroll in the park. The more often you do it, the more natural it will feel, and the easier it will become. Daily movement is also about reconnecting with your body, listening to what it needs, and honoring what it can do today, not what it could do 20 years ago. Some days will feel easier than others, and that's okay. What matters most is that you keep going, keep showing up for yourself, and keep believing that every step, every stretch, every gentle twist of the hips is an investment in your independence and quality of life. There's a certain pride that comes with movement, too. A quiet dignity in knowing that you're doing what you can to stay strong, steady, and self-reliant. Many seniors report that their daily walk or stretch isn't just about their bodies, but about their minds and spirits as well. The rhythm of footsteps, the warmth of sunlight, the simple act of breathing deeply in the fresh air, all of it helps to ease anxiety, clear the mind, and foster a sense of hope and gratitude for each new day. If you're reading this and thinking, "I'm too old, too out of shape, or too tired to start," let this be your gentle reminder: it's never too late. Your body may not move like it did at 40, but it still longs for movement. It still wants to feel useful, alive, and connected to the world around it. Start where you are. Choose something simple. Commit to just 5 or 10 minutes a day and see where it takes you. Like Walter and so many others, you may discover that daily physical movement is not only the foundation of healthy aging, it's one of the purest forms of self-respect you can offer yourself every single day. 2. A simple, nourishing eating routine. There's a quiet kind of wisdom that comes with age, a realization that health isn't built on fads or rigid diets, but on steady, nourishing routines that bring both comfort and energy. For many older adults, eating well used to feel simple. Meals at regular times, favorite family recipes, a sense of rhythm around the table. But somewhere along the way, as life gets busier or bodies change, eating can become confusing. Maybe you're bombarded with advice on what to avoid, what to count, which foods are super, and which to cut out entirely. Sometimes, it feels as if every magazine or TV segment is shouting something new about nutrition, leaving you unsure what's right for your body now. But what if I told you that the healthiest, most vibrant seniors aren't the ones chasing trends or following complicated meal plans? Instead, they're the ones who find comfort and strength in simple, nourishing routines. Meals that are gentle on the body, predictable, and full of foods you recognize. Take Mary, for instance, an 80-year-old from Oklahoma. Each morning, she has the same breakfast: oatmeal with blueberries, a boiled egg, and a cup of warm lemon water. To some, that might sound boring, but for Mary, it's a cherished ritual. She doesn't stand in front of the fridge, lost in choices, or worry about how her stomach will react. That simple routine keeps her digestion smooth, her energy steady, and her mind at ease. You don't need to count every calorie or weigh every bite to benefit from good nutrition in your later years. The very act of simplifying your meals, focusing on whole, familiar foods, can be the best thing you do for your health. Think of your plate: a serving of colorful vegetables, some lean protein like chicken or fish, a small portion of whole grains, and a drizzle of healthy fat like olive oil or a few slices of avocado. These are the building blocks that give your body what it needs, without overcomplicating things or adding stress to mealtime. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Another key part of a nourishing routine is consistency. Many older adults find that eating around the same times each day, with regular portions, helps their bodies settle into a comfortable rhythm. There's less bloating, fewer digestive upsets, and more peace of mind knowing what to expect. That predictability isn't just good for your body, it's also soothing for your mind, freeing up energy for the things you love to do. Of course, no conversation about nutrition is complete without talking about hydration. As we age, our natural sense of thirst tends to fade, and it's all too easy to forget that our bodies still need water just as much as ever. Dehydration can sneak up on you, causing headaches, sluggishness, stiff joints, and even confusion. The healthiest seniors often make drinking water a non-negotiable part of their day. A glass with every meal, a cup of herbal tea in the afternoon, or a reusable water bottle they carry from room to room. It's a small habit, but it pays off in countless ways, keeping your mind sharper, your skin healthier, and your joints moving more smoothly. For those who have always loved cooking, keeping things simple doesn't mean you have to give up joy in the kitchen. Instead, it's about embracing the foods and recipes that make you feel good. Hearty soups, roasted vegetables, grilled fish, or a fresh fruit salad. It's about listening to your body, noticing which foods bring comfort and energy, and which leave you feeling sluggish or uncomfortable. And if you don't cook much anymore, that's okay too. There are plenty of ways to keep meals healthy and nourishing, from picking up rotisserie chicken and a bag of salad at the grocery store to prepping a week's worth of cut-up fruit and veggies for easy snacks. Simplicity also means letting go of guilt or worry around food. You can still enjoy your favorite treats, a slice of homemade pie, a scoop of ice cream, a handful of salted nuts, without feeling like you failed. The foundation of a nourishing routine is built on regular, wholesome meals, not on denying yourself pleasure. Allowing yourself to enjoy food is part of what makes eating satisfying and joyful at any age. Let's not forget how food brings people together. Sharing a meal, even if it's just a cup of soup with a neighbor or a Sunday lunch with family, feeds more than just the body. It nurtures the soul and builds connection, something we all need as we grow older. If you live alone, consider making extra portions to share or inviting a friend over for coffee and toast. These small acts turn eating into a social, uplifting experience, breaking the monotony and reminding us that life is meant to be enjoyed together. So, if you've been feeling overwhelmed by the latest health headlines or discouraged by changes in your appetite, remember, there is power in simplicity. Choose real foods you know and love, eat at regular times, drink water throughout the day, and permit yourself to savor your meals without stress. The result isn't just better health, it's a greater sense of peace and enjoyment in everyday life. Like Mary and so many others, you'll discover that a simple, nourishing eating routine is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself as you age. A daily reminder that you are worthy of care, comfort, and good food every single day. 3. A regular sleep schedule. There's something profoundly comforting about the rituals that bookend our days. The way the sun sets, the familiar warmth of your favorite chair, or the gentle routine of getting ready for bed. But as the years go by, many older adults discover that sleep, once so effortless and predictable, can become elusive. Nights stretch on as you toss and turn, mornings arrive too early, or naps in the afternoon become almost a necessity just to get by. You might wonder if it's just part of getting older, or if there's something more you could be doing to reclaim the kind of rest that leaves you feeling refreshed and clear-headed. For decades, Gerald from New Hampshire thought of himself as a night owl. In his 60s, he'd stay up late watching the evening news or reading a mystery novel, telling himself he'd catch up on sleep in the morning. But the older he got, the more this routine caught up with him. He started waking up groggy, drifting through his days in a haze, and feeling as if he could never quite shake off the tiredness. It wasn't until a gentle suggestion from his daughter that he decided to try something new, a regular sleep schedule. At first, it sounded simple, almost too simple to make a real difference. But Gerald committed to going to bed at 9:30 every night and waking up at 6 o'clock, no matter what. The results, he says, were nothing short of life-changing. It turns out, our bodies are creatures of habit, even more so as we age. The internal clock that governs sleep, your circadian rhythm, loves predictability. When you head to bed and rise at the same times each day, you're sending clear signals to your brain. It's time to wind down, it's time to wake up. These gentle boundaries create a steady rhythm, helping hormones regulate, mood stabilize, and even digestion flow more smoothly. Seniors who honor a regular sleep schedule often find they're more alert during the day, less anxious as evening approaches, and better able to manage the inevitable stresses that life brings. Of course, achieving that kind of routine takes a little intention, especially when sleep has become unpredictable. For many, the key is creating a series of gentle, calming cues in the hour or so before bed. Maybe you dim the lights in the living room, switch off the television, and put away your phone or tablet. You might settle in with a book, listen to soft music, pray, or practice a few stretches to loosen up tight muscles. These small rituals help your body recognize that the day is ending and it's time to slow down. Just as importantly, what you do during the day matters too. Exposure to natural morning light, regular movement, and keeping naps short and early all help your body distinguish between daytime energy and nighttime rest. It's tempting to try to fix sleep with quick solutions: an extra pillow, a new mattress, or even medication. And while those things can help, the foundation of good rest is almost always a regular, reliable schedule. That means waking up at roughly the same time, even if you didn't sleep well the night before. It means being gentle with yourself on the tough nights, knowing that sticking to your routine is what will help your body find its rhythm again. It's also worth noticing how your evening habits affect your sleep. Heavy meals late at night, too much caffeine, or bright screens can all trick your body into thinking it should stay awake. Instead, lean into foods and drinks that help you relax. A cup of herbal tea, a banana, or a slice of toast. Keep your bedroom cool and comfortable, and surround yourself with things that make you feel safe and peaceful. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, sleep remains difficult. Maybe you wake up several times a night, or your mind is restless with worries that seem bigger in the dark. On those nights, be kind to yourself. Try not to watch the clock or stress about lost sleep. Instead, focus on the comfort of your blankets, the rhythm of your breath, or the quiet sounds of the night. Even resting with your eyes closed can help your body recharge. And if sleep troubles persist, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. There may be simple solutions or medical issues that can be addressed. For many seniors, the benefits of a regular sleep schedule go beyond just feeling rested. There's a sense of control and comfort that comes from knowing when your day begins and ends. It's a quiet anchor, a gentle assurance that, even in a world where so much is unpredictable, you can give yourself this gift of routine and care. Just as a regular meal calms the body, a regular bedtime calms the mind. It allows you to greet each morning with more energy, meet each challenge with more patience, and savor each moment with greater clarity. If you've already built a steady sleep routine, celebrate it. You're doing something truly powerful for your health and happiness. If you're still struggling, know that it's never too late to start. Begin by adjusting your bedtime by 10 minutes, or setting your alarm for the same time each day. Small steps lead to bigger changes, and before long, you may find that the comfort of a regular sleep schedule brings a new sense of peace, stability, and well-being into every corner of your life. 4. Monitoring your emotional well-being. Growing older brings with it a wealth of life experience, memories, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. But it also brings its quiet challenges, especially when it comes to our emotional well-being. Sometimes, these challenges creep in so softly that we don't even notice them at first. A close friend moves away or passes on, children get caught up in their own busy lives, and suddenly, the house feels a little emptier, the days a bit longer. For some, there's an ache that settles in, not in the bones or joints, but in the heart. Many seniors find themselves becoming experts in managing their physical health, keeping track of medications, scheduling checkups, and watching what they eat. But emotional health, that invisible force that colors every part of the day, often gets quietly overlooked. And yet, it is just as vital, maybe even more so, for living well, staying resilient, and holding on to hope even when life throws curveballs. Consider Sandra, an 82-year-old from Georgia. Each morning, as she sits by her window with a cup of tea, Sandra opens a little notebook and writes a single line, "What am I feeling today?" Some days her answer is hopeful, other days it's a word like lonely or missing someone. This simple ritual gives her a sense of control and honesty, helping her meet each day as it comes, rather than ignoring or hiding her feelings. The truth is, emotional well-being doesn't mean you're always happy or never troubled. It means you allow yourself to feel fully joy, grief, frustration, pride, and everything in between, without judgment or shame. As we age, it can be tempting to brush aside uncomfortable emotions, to tell ourselves we should be grateful for what we have, or that we don't want to burden our loved ones. But unspoken sadness or bottled-up worry doesn't just disappear. It lingers, coloring the way we see the world. There's great power in checking in with yourself, even in the smallest ways. Some seniors find it helpful to journal, to jot down their feelings, or simply make a note of a beautiful sunset, a phone call from a friend, or a memory that brings a smile. Others pray, meditate, or listen to calming music, letting their minds settle and their hearts breathe. These quiet moments of reflection aren't just acts of self-care. They're anchors, keeping you steady through all of life's changes. Connection is a vital part of emotional health, too. It's easy, especially in retirement or after a major life change, to slip into isolation. The phone doesn't ring as much, outings become less frequent, and it can feel simpler to withdraw than to reach out. But human connection, whether through a neighborly wave, a weekly call with family, or a cup of coffee shared with a friend, is what keeps our spirits nourished. When you share your story, even the hard parts, you're opening a door for someone else to say, "Me too." And that sense of shared experience is sometimes the best medicine of all. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Of course, not every emotional burden can be lifted by willpower alone. There are times when sadness, anxiety, or a sense of emptiness won't let go. In these moments, seeking support is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of wisdom and courage. Many communities offer senior support groups, counseling services, or even just a friendly ear at your local place of worship. Talking to a professional or a trusted friend can help untangle the knots in your heart and remind you that you're not alone in what you're feeling. Research has shown that seniors who actively monitor and tend to their emotional health recover more quickly from illness, sleep better, and enjoy higher life satisfaction, even in the face of physical limitations. The simple act of acknowledging how you feel and reaching out when you need help can make every other aspect of life feel lighter and more manageable. There's also a gentle strength in allowing yourself joy. As we age, it's easy to focus on what's been lost or left behind, but small pleasures still matter. A favorite song, a family photo, the scent of fresh coffee, or a walk in the sunshine. Celebrate these moments and let them fill your spirit. Allow yourself laughter, silliness, hope, and love, even on the hard days. If you've spent years putting others first or dismissing your own needs, know that it's never too late to begin caring for your emotional well-being. Start with a single step. Write down one feeling, call one friend, or spend 5 quiet minutes with yourself. Your heart deserves as much attention as your body, and tending to it can transform the way you move through each day. Remember, growing older isn't just about enduring loss or navigating change. It's about deepening your connection to yourself and others, and learning to honor your emotions with kindness and honesty. In doing so, you open the door to healing, to renewed hope, and to a life that feels rich and meaningful inside and out. 5. Maintaining hygiene and grooming habits. There's a quiet dignity in how we care for ourselves, especially as the years pass and the world moves a little slower around us. For many older adults, maintaining personal hygiene and grooming habits is about far more than simply staying clean. It's about self-respect, pride, and holding onto a sense of identity no matter what changes life brings. As we grow older, the little routines that once seemed automatic, showering, brushing our teeth, trimming our nails, even choosing our clothes, take on a new, deeper meaning. Think about Roy, a 76-year-old from Michigan who spent much of his life working in a factory. Every morning, rain or shine, Roy starts his day the same way. A hot shower, a careful shave, and a crisp button-down shirt, even if he's not planning to leave the house. It's a habit he picked up from his father, a way of preparing for the day ahead and showing up for himself, no matter what's on the calendar. "It helps me feel ready," Roy says with a smile. "Even if the day doesn't go as planned, at least I know I started it right." For many seniors, these routines are anchors, a way to maintain control and order in a life that sometimes feels unpredictable. Good hygiene is not just about avoiding illness or looking presentable for others. It's about feeling good in your skin, carrying yourself with confidence, and reminding yourself, day after day, that you still matter. When you take the time to wash your face, brush your hair, or pick out an outfit that makes you smile, you're sending yourself a powerful message: I am worthy of care. Yet, it's no secret that some of these tasks become more challenging as we age. Arthritis may make buttoning a shirt or tying shoes a struggle. Standing in the shower might feel risky if your balance isn't what it used to be. Bending over to trim your toenails or reach your back can seem like a feat worthy of a gymnast. It's easy to become frustrated or even embarrassed by these new limitations. But the truth is, there are more ways than ever to adapt and keep these routines part of your life. Simple tools and thoughtful changes can make a world of difference. Maybe it's a sturdy shower chair and a non-slip mat, or a long-handled sponge to help you reach those tricky spots. Electric toothbrushes, easy-grip nail clippers, or clothes with Velcro instead of tiny buttons can take the strain off tired hands. And there's no shame in asking for help, whether it's from a family member, a homemade, or a visiting nurse. Sometimes, just a little assistance is all it takes to keep your sense of independence and dignity intact. Maintaining hygiene and grooming isn't just about the practical side of things. It's also about nurturing your spirit. Putting on a favorite sweater, a spritz of cologne, or a fresh pair of socks can lift your mood in ways you might not expect. Looking in the mirror and seeing someone who is clean, tidy, and cared for does wonders for self-esteem. For many, these small acts become a cherished ritual, a quiet celebration of who you are and all you've experienced. Others notice, too. When you take care of your appearance, people treat you with a different kind of respect. Friends and neighbors are more likely to greet you with a smile, and healthcare professionals are reminded that you're someone who values yourself and your life. This sense of self-care is contagious. It invites connection, conversation, and kindness from those around you. There are days, of course, when motivation is hard to find. Maybe your energy is low, or you're feeling down. On those mornings, it helps to remember that you don't have to do everything perfectly. Even a simple act, washing your face, brushing your teeth, changing into clean clothes, can shift your mindset and bring a sense of accomplishment. Some seniors find it helpful to set a routine, bathing every other day, doing laundry on a certain day of the week, or laying out tomorrow's clothes the night before. These habits create a sense of rhythm and predictability, especially when so much else may feel uncertain. Asking for help is also a sign of strength, not weakness. Many seniors hesitate to let others assist with personal care out of embarrassment or pride. But allowing a trusted person to lend a hand means you're committed to staying healthy and engaged with life. It shows wisdom and courage, and often opens the door to deeper trust and connection. Ultimately, maintaining hygiene and grooming habits is about far more than what others see on the outside. It's about holding on to your sense of self, keeping your spirits high, and showing the world, and yourself, that aging does not mean fading away. It means growing into a person who values every part of their life, including the simple, everyday acts of care. So, whether you're still shaving every morning like Roy, wearing your favorite color just because it makes you smile, or adapting your routines to meet your changing needs, know this: these habits matter. They are acts of love, dignity, and resilience. Powerful reminders that you are here, you are seen, and you are worth every bit of care you give yourself. 6. Stimulating your mind every day. There's an old saying that you're only as young as you feel, but perhaps a truer statement is that you're only as young as your mind stays active. For so many seniors, the days after retirement can seem to stretch endlessly. Some full of freedom, others tinged with boredom. Without the structure of work or the constant busyness of raising a family, it's easy to fall into routines that, while comfortable, may not offer much challenge or excitement for the mind. But the seniors who thrive, who keep that special spark in their eyes, are often those who treat their brains the way others treat their muscles. With regular use, gentle challenge, and a sense of curiosity that doesn't fade with age. Take Lillian, for instance, a 75-year-old retired school teacher from Maine. After decades spent guiding young minds, she found herself missing the thrill of learning and discovery. Instead of letting that longing turn to regret, she decided to pick up an old hobby, translating her childhood journal entries from French to English. What started as a quiet pastime quickly grew into a cherished daily ritual. Each morning, she spends half an hour with her journals, searching for the right words, stretching her memory, and occasionally laughing at her younger self's dramatic flair. This simple act keeps her mind sharp, her vocabulary fresh, and her heart connected to the girl she once was. It doesn't matter whether you were once a teacher or a truck driver, your brain craves stimulation at every age. And while many people fear that growing older means growing forgetful, research shows that our brains are surprisingly adaptable. Seniors who keep their minds active, by reading, writing, learning new things, or even just having thoughtful conversations, are less likely to experience cognitive decline. Their memories stay sharper, their moods brighter, and their sense of independence stronger. Stimulating your mind doesn't require enrolling in a college course or mastering a new language, unless that's something you truly enjoy. It can be as simple as working on a crossword puzzle at breakfast, listening to a podcast in the afternoon, or writing letters to old friends. Many find joy in picking up a hobby they used to love: knitting, painting, tinkering with gadgets, or tending a garden and learning the names of every plant. Even watching a documentary or reading a magazine article about a place you've never visited can open new pathways in the brain and reignite curiosity about the world. For some, stimulating the mind means keeping up with technology. That could mean learning how to send emails, use a smartphone, or connect with grandchildren on social media. It might feel intimidating at first, but each small victory, sending your first text message or video calling a loved one, brings a sense of accomplishment and connection. You might surprise yourself with how quickly you adapt, and how much joy comes from bridging the gap between generations. Conversations are powerful, too. Whether it's debating the merits of classic movies with friends, discussing a news article, or swapping stories from years gone by, every exchange stretches the mind in subtle ways. These moments of sharing and listening keep you engaged, alert, and part of the ongoing story of life. Mental stimulation is also deeply tied to purpose. Many seniors who stay mentally active say it gives their days meaning and direction. Setting a small goal, like finishing a book each month, mastering a new recipe, or solving a tricky puzzle, can turn an ordinary day into something to look forward to. That sense of accomplishment isn't just a fleeting pleasure. It helps ward off depression, builds confidence, and reinforces the belief that there is still plenty to offer the world, no matter your age. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Of course, there will be days when your mind feels foggy or your motivation is low. On those days, be gentle with yourself. Even a short walk while noticing the sounds and sights around you, or sitting quietly with a good memory, can nourish your brain. What matters most is the habit of reaching for something new, no matter how small, and refusing to let your mind settle into idleness. If you haven't made mind stimulation a daily habit yet, there's no better time to start. Choose one thing that interests you. Maybe something you enjoyed in the past, or something you've always wanted to try. Set aside a little time each day, and let yourself get lost in learning, exploring, or creating. Share your discoveries with others, and celebrate each small step. Remember, keeping your mind active is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself as you age. It keeps you connected to the world, to the people you love, and to your own ever-evolving story. It's a quiet declaration that, even as the years pass, your mind is alive, curious, and full of possibility. And that's something no one, not even time, can take away from you. 7. Asking for help without shame. There's a deep-seated value many of us hold close as we grow older, the desire to remain independent. We want to take care of ourselves, manage our own lives, and not be a burden to anyone. That pride is something to be cherished. After all, independence has carried us through decades of challenges and victories. But sometimes, independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to ask for help, and doing so without shame or hesitation. Take Calvin, an 84-year-old from Nevada. For years, Calvin insisted on handling all the yard work by himself. He prided himself on being strong and self-sufficient, refusing offers of assistance from family or neighbors. Then one day, while hauling a heavy garbage bin, he slipped and strained his back. The pain forced him to slow down and reconsider. Reluctantly at first, he started inviting his grandson over once a week to help with the yard. Those visits soon became more than just about work. They turned into times filled with stories, laughter, and a bond Calvin hadn't expected. He says now that asking for help didn't weaken him, it made him stronger. For many seniors, the idea of asking for help carries an uncomfortable stigma. It can feel like admitting failure, or like losing control. But the truth is, everyone needs support sometimes. Aging brings new challenges. Maybe it's harder to climb stairs, or your vision isn't what it used to be, or managing errands feels overwhelming. Recognizing these limits isn't defeat, it's wisdom. Asking for help is a way to protect your health, your safety, and your peace of mind. Asking for help doesn't mean giving up your independence. It often means the opposite. It means you're smart enough to understand your strengths and limits, and brave enough to take the steps necessary to live well. It allows you to focus your energy on the things that matter most, whether that's spending time with family, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying peace of mind. Help can come in many forms. It might be a neighbor who picks up your groceries, a friend who drives you to a doctor's appointment, or a family member who checks in regularly. Sometimes, it's professional care, home health aides, therapists, or community services designed to support seniors. None of these diminishes your worth. They're simply tools that help you live your best life. There's also a powerful emotional benefit in reaching out. Allowing someone to assist you creates space for connection, trust, and sometimes healing. It reminds others that they are needed and valued, giving them a chance to show love and respect in a very practical way. When you accept help, you're not burdening anyone. You're inviting them to be part of your life, strengthening relationships that enrich both your world and theirs. Of course, asking for help can feel uncomfortable at first. It might take some practice to get used to sharing your needs openly. You might worry about being a bother or fear losing privacy. But remember, everyone who offers help usually does so out of care and affection. They want to be there for you, just as you have been for them. Starting small can make it easier. Maybe it's agreeing to have someone check in by phone once a week, or letting a friend bring over a meal. Perhaps it's using community transportation services for errands or accepting assistance with home chores. Each step builds trust and confidence, helping you feel less isolated and more supported. There's no shame in needing help. Life is a shared journey, and none of us is meant to walk it entirely alone. By embracing support when you need it, you're not only taking care of yourself, you're modeling strength, grace, and resilience for those around you. You're showing younger generations that asking for help is a normal, healthy part of aging. If you've been hesitant to reach out, consider this a gentle encouragement. It's okay to say, "I can't do this alone," and it's more than okay to accept a helping hand. Doing so may open doors to new friendships, relieve stress, and improve your quality of life in ways you didn't expect. Remember, growing older doesn't mean giving up your independence. It means expanding your definition of strength. It means knowing your limits and trusting others when you need to. And when you ask for help without shame, you're taking a brave, wise step toward living with dignity, peace, and connection. As we come to the close of this journey together, take a moment to reflect on all the ways you can care for yourself, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. Perfect self-care in later life isn't about doing everything flawlessly or all at once. It's about embracing simple habits with love and consistency, ones that honor your worth and keep you connected to what truly matters. Whether it's moving your body each day, nurturing your meals with nourishing foods, resting well through a steady sleep schedule, tending to your feelings honestly, keeping up with your grooming, challenging your mind, or asking for help without shame, each step you take builds a stronger, more vibrant version of yourself. Remember, caring for yourself is a gift, not just to you, but to those who love and rely on you. When you prioritize your health and happiness, you inspire those around you to do the same. Growing older is not about fading away. It's about growing wiser, embracing life's richness, and living with dignity and joy. We'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits resonated with you the most? Is there one you plan to focus on this week or month? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might encourage someone else to take that important first step. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with friends or family, and subscribe to our channel for more videos designed to support and inspire you on your journey. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and remember, your time is valuable, your presence matters, and your best years are still ahead. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.